Did you know that billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk once admitted to sleeping on his factory floor and working 120-hour weeks, leading to severe burnout and health issues? Even someone as seemingly unstoppable as Musk isn't immune to the consequences of neglecting self-care. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits close to home for many high achievers: the critical importance of self-care and the mistakes that come with neglecting it. High achievers, have you ever felt invincible? Like you're somehow immune to the need for rest, for breaks, for time to just be? Yeah, I see you nodding. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we're superhuman, that we can power through anything. But here's the thing. That feeling of invincibility, it's an illusion, and it's a dangerous one. Because when we buy into the idea that we don't need to take care of ourselves, that's when things start to unravel. We push ourselves harder. We ignore the warning signs, and we end up depleted, burnt out, and further from our goals than ever before. We are not machines, and when we ignore those limits, we pay the price. Raise your hand if you've ever worn busyness as a badge of honor. We live in a culture that glorifies the hustle, equating long hours with success. But being busy isn't the same as being productive. Quality suffers when we mistake busyness for productivity. True productivity is about doing the right things with focus. It's like filling a leaky bucket. I know, you've heard it a million times before. Eat your vegetables, get enough sleep, exercise regularly. Taking care of your physical health is essential for your mental and emotional well-being. When you're exhausted, what happens to your mood, your focus, your patience? Exactly. When you're sleep deprived, your brain can't function at its best. And when you're not fueling your body with the nutrients it needs, you're essentially running on fumes. Taking care of your physical health isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. It's about having the energy, focus, and resilience to show up as the best version of yourself in all areas of your life. High achievers, I know you're used to being strong, to pushing through challenges, to putting on a brave face. But here's the thing. Suppressing your emotions is not a sign of strength, it's a recipe for burnout. When you bottle up your feelings, where do they go? They don't just magically disappear. They fester, they build up, and eventually they explode. Maybe it's a meltdown at work, maybe it's a blow-up with a loved one, or maybe it's a full-blown panic attack. Emotions are meant to be felt. They're signals that something needs attention. Allowing yourself to feel your emotions, to acknowledge them without judgment, is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-awareness. It's a sign of emotional intelligence. And it's essential for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle, to be constantly on the go, to live in a state of perpetual doing. But here's the thing. If you're always focused on the next task, the next goal, the next achievement, you're missing out on the present moment. And the present moment is all we really have. Mindfulness is about paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about noticing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without getting swept away by them. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before a big meeting, or paying attention to the taste of your food when you eat. Mindfulness has been scientifically proven to reduce stress, improve focus, and increase emotional regulation. Let's be honest, high achievers are notorious for blurring the lines between work and life. We're all about that always-on mentality, right? But here's the deal. That kind of imbalance isn't sustainable. It's a recipe for burnout, resentment, and strained relationships. When was the last time you truly unplugged from work? I'm not talking about scrolling through emails on your phone while you're supposed to be having dinner with your family. If you're constantly bringing work home with you, if you're always checking your phone, if you're sacrificing sleep and personal time to meet deadlines, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're creating a breeding ground for stress, anxiety, and resentment. And that's not good for you, your relationships, or your work in the long run. When was the last time you did something just for the pure joy of it? Something that had nothing to do with work, productivity, or achievement? If you're struggling to answer that question, it's time to make a change. High achievers often get so caught up in the pursuit of their goals that they forget to nurture the other parts of themselves. Remember, you are not a machine. You are a human being with diverse interests, passions, and desires. Engaging in hobbies and passions isn't just about having fun. It's about recharging your batteries, sparking creativity, and connecting with the world in meaningful ways. I know, you're busy. You've got deadlines to meet, goals to crush, empires to build. Who has time for socializing, right? Wrong. Here's the thing. Human beings are social creatures. We are wired for connection, and isolating yourself is one of the worst things you can do for your mental, emotional, and even physical health. Studies have shown that social isolation can be as detrimental to your health as smoking, obesity, and lack of exercise. Now, I'm not saying you need to become a social butterfly overnight, but I am saying that making time for meaningful connections is essential for your well-being. High achievers, I know you like to be in control, you have high standards, and you want things done right. But here's the thing. Trying to do everything yourself is a recipe for disaster. It's exhausting, it's inefficient, and it's simply not sustainable in the long run. Delegation is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. When you delegate effectively, you free up your time and energy to focus on your strengths, the things that only you can do. You empower others to grow and develop their skills, and you create a more collaborative and less stressful work environment. Your body is always talking to you. Are you listening, or are you too busy pushing through, ignoring the signs that it's time to slow down? High achievers are notorious for ignoring the warning signs of burnout. We power through fatigue, we push down stress, we tell ourselves we'll rest when we're done. The key is to pay attention to the early warning signs. Are you feeling more irritable than usual? Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you experiencing unexplained aches and pains? Are you withdrawing from loved ones? These are all signs that your body and mind are telling you to slow down, to rest, to recharge. Don't ignore them. High achievers, let's be honest. We tend to be a little, shall we say, particular. Okay, fine, maybe a lot particular. We have high standards, we want things to be perfect. But here's the thing, perfectionism is a myth. It's an unattainable goal that will keep you stuck in a cycle of self-criticism and procrastination. Think about it. Have you ever actually achieved perfection? Of course not, because it doesn't exist. And yet we chase it relentlessly, sacrificing our time, our energy, and our sanity in the process. Here's the truth. Done is better than perfect, every single time. When you let go of the need for perfection, you free yourself to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn and grow. Perfectionism is a myth. Let it go. Do you find yourself saying yes to every request, even when you're already stretched thin? Do you feel guilty saying no, like you're letting people down? If so, you're not alone. Many high achievers struggle with the fear of saying no. We want to please everyone, but saying yes to everything leads to burnout. Learning to say no is a skill. It takes practice. When you say no to something, you're saying yes to your priorities. Don't be afraid to say no. High achievers, we're notorious for setting ambitious goals. We're always striving for the next big thing. But here's the thing. If you're only focused on the finish line, you're missing out on the joy of the journey. It's easy to get so caught up in the pursuit of our goals that we forget to celebrate the small wins along the way. But those small wins are important. They're proof that we're making progress. They boost our confidence, and they keep us motivated to keep going. So, take some time to acknowledge and celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. Give yourself some credit. You deserve it. Let's talk about mental health, shall we? It's often stigmatized, especially in the high-achieving world. We're supposed to handle anything life throws our way. But mental health is just as important as physical health. Neglecting it can have serious consequences. If you're struggling, know you're not alone. There is no shame in seeking help. It's a sign of strength and self-awareness. Mental health care is health care, essential for a happy, fulfilling life. So what's the takeaway here? Self-care isn't a luxury reserved for those with extra time. It's a fundamental component of sustained success. Neglecting it doesn't just affect you. It impacts your work quality, relationships, and overall well-being. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking time to recharge isn't selfish. It's necessary. By investing in yourself, you're not only enhancing your life, but also setting yourself up for greater achievements in the long run. Thank you for watching. And until next time, take care of yourself and keep striving for greatness.